We've got Vergil Ortiz and Israil Madrimov on the Riyadh season card, and it's going to be a banger, guys. This one's going to be an exciting fight. This one has been rumored to steal the show, and I'm not mad at that take at all. I agree. I feel like, especially now that, Kid Austin and Shakur Stevenson aren't going to be fighting each other, and, Shakur still has a fight. It's just not going to be Kid Austin. Obviously, the weight issues and everything. Kid Austin, was rumored to have some weight issues, according to Shakur Stevenson, but we saw that he was forced to pull out due to, medical health reasons and, falling ill. So, with that being said, we got Vergil Ortiz and Israil Madrimov. Going back to that fight, I just think it's a really intriguing fight stylistically, in my opinion, in my evaluation. This is a tough fight to call because you got a guy like Vergil who's very, young, he's hungry, trying to get these wins to prove to everybody that he deserves a fight with a guy like maybe Terence Crawford, Sebastian Fondora, or even a guy like Errol Spence Jr. or Boots Ennis. I think he warrants the younger guys. I'm talking more so, like a guy like Fondora or a guy like Tim Tszyu, any of these big names. I think that Vergil Ortiz deserves it. It's just harder to get like a Terence Crawford in there, obviously, because he's looking for the big money fights, right? So Vergil obviously fighting Israil Madrimov. Madrimov coming off that Crawford fight where a lot of people were very impressed, including myself. I was shocked by his performance. I was also shocked by Terence Crawford's performance, just because I thought that he would have a little bit of an easier time with Israil Madrimov, but he didn't. Madrimov definitely dictated a lot of that fight, even though Terence Crawford, obviously got the job done, and, much respect to Bud. It wasn't that, like, one-sided of a fight like we had anticipated. But also that's credit to Madrimov because he's so awkward, and he was darting in and out, and every time Crawford came close, Madrimov was ready to counter Crawford with something hard. So it wasn't an easy fight for Crawford by any means. So for Vergil, that you can't help but also think, coming off that Boachuk fight where, he's been dropped for the first time in his career and, dealt with some adversity and, kind of had to pull that one out of the fire in a lot of ways and dig deep for that win. It's not an easy opponent, coming from that and then jumping into a guy like Madrimov. It's not going to be a cakewalk for Vergil. A lot of people are picking Madrimov to win, and I'm not mad at that. For me, it really is a 50-50 fight. For Vergil, I always say, the difficult thing about Vergil Ortiz, as much as I appreciate his style, as much as, I think it's exciting to watch, it's also, something that's a little bit predictable for a guy like Madrimov, because if you think about it, these guys have sparred before, but ultimately in an actual fight, Madrimov does have power. He was getting the respect of Terence Crawford. Every time Bud wanted to come in, in the early rounds, Madrimov would tax Terence Crawford and make him pay every time Crawford tried to jump in and land something on Madrimov. But the thing is that Madrimov is awkward. He's awkward, and I don't know. It's easier said than done for Vergil Ortiz to figure that out while he's fighting him, because Vergil, with all due respect, it's not like he's unpredictable. You know what I mean? He's going to go right at you. At least, a guy like Tank, you can't say Tank is predictable, because even though we're all expecting that knockout, sometimes he'll wait a little bit. You take the fight against Ryan Garcia, he waited that out a little bit, and then when Ryan got overzealous, that's when Tank capitalized. Or it was different with Frank Martin. He went straight and stepped to Frank Martin and got him out of there, regardless anyways. That shows a little bit of, he's dynamic. Tank is versatile, but can still stop you in any way he wants. With Vergil, it's clear what his game plan is. He's going to come forward and, try to get you out of there. That's always his plan. There's nothing surprising about that. And that's something that I'd like to see change for this fight, or he might have to change it, for this particular fight, because Madrimov is the type of guy that, picks up on timing. With Crawford, specifically during the early rounds in that fight, I saw, Crawford being, easy to telegraph by Madrimov. Madrimov was a little bit, he was a little bit better at picking up on Crawford's pace in the early rounds. Not saying that he beat Crawford, because, Crawford ultimately got the decision win, but that was still success that Madrimov had. And Vergil, not being as, experienced as Terence Crawford, is going to have to deal with the awkwardness of Madrimov. So I really do, see this as a 50-50 fight. I could see either fighter winning. I really, honestly, as my final prediction, I would say Madrimov either gets stopped to the body or he beats Vergil in a decision. But let me know down below who you guys got. I'm going to, hope Vergil wins, but I wouldn't be surprised if Madrimov pulls up pulls off, you know, a win against Vergil and wins a decision. But, you know, if Vergil wins, I think it's going to be a stoppage to the body. But let me know what you guys think down below. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next NAS Boxing video. Peace.